is good, everybody? It's your boy, Big Zach, 617. Welcome to the world, podcast and TV. Today we are at episode 11 with my man, S18 Bronze. What's good, my G?
What's going on with you, bro? Finally, you know what I'm saying?
I'm chilling, man. How are you?
Cooling, man. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the new weather. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The new ideas coming through. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fresh ideas. A lot of new projects coming through. You know what I mean?
For sure. What you got coming through?
Besides, I got hip hop. You know what I mean? Obviously, I got that.
Yeah.
I do the perfumes, the colognes, and all that. So I make organic perfumes, colognes, body oils, like stuff for muscles and joints, all that. Then I got a little book coming. You know what I'm saying? That I've been working on for a while. It's been edited right now, so I'm in the finishing touches of it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So hopefully this month, I want to, shout out to mental health. I know this is mental health month too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
mental health awareness.
Yeah, mental health. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the people. Yeah, sustaining and doing whatever to keep their mental health. You know what I mean? Like sustain. Whatever.
100%.
Snap. Yeah, it's wild right now. Everything is getting crazy. So
it is.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Besides that, so I got the book, the music. I got an album about to drop soon. I'm just collectivizing verses right now.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
Do we got a name?
For the album. So the name of the album is gonna be The Round Table.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So on the Round Table, I'm striving to have mad, like, you know what I mean, like a collective of individuals on it. You know what I'm saying? Like brothers from, like, I might have somebody from my old neighborhood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Might have, you know what I mean, some brothers from, you know what I mean, that's around here, local. You know what I'm saying? Brothers from New York. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, I want to collectivize all that. You know what I'm saying? The brothers and have them all together. So I was like, the Round Table. You know what I mean? I got that coming out, another project coming out too, with some other artists that's in the industry right now. You know what I mean? It's on the making. So yeah, I got a couple.
So how long have you been making music for?
It's a good question. So I did music. I did a couple of joints back in the day. Back in the maybe early 2000s or something like that, you know what I mean? But then what happened was in like 2017, that's when I dropped the first real joint. The reason why I say real joint, because that was something that was put out there. Like the one that, when I did the first two joints, it didn't get put out there for a couple of reasons or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, whatever. But in 2017, when that came out, that was Obstacles. That was me and a couple of other brothers. Okay. That was me, Bugsy H. Dot, and Hollow Dot. You know what I mean? So that hit, that was on. What that hit? Was that Shade 45 or it hit something? You know what I mean? It hit something. And when that first one hit, 2017, then we started doing other ones, like we did the Easter Dinner one. 17. So I'll say from 2017. You know what I mean? Yeah. Word. Yeah. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. Recently I was talking about the progressions and everything. It's just there's a lot of stages of where hip hop is now and then. All that. It's just I'm really interested to see people's perspectives on what they think it's evolving to. And I know you're kind of more of I don't know, an NOG type style, rather than somebody who's got a new sound,
It's a good question. The progression of hip hop, huh?
Yeah.
That's dope. I see it as shout out to NOG too.
Hell yeah.
We got a project coming out. Not the next project, the one after that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Dope. He's on the project, you know what I mean? Shout out to him.
Sweet.
Sadat X, you know what I mean? The progression, I think that what's happening is a lot of So it's dope. You got the trap stuff, you know what I'm saying? Obviously that's a new, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you also still got that underground, like you say, Edo G,
right,
sound, like how we talking,
right,
like that kind of sound. So
like a '90s sound.
Yeah, like a '90s sound.
Yeah.
So it's like I look at it like it's always gonna come back to what's original. You know what I'm saying? What it was originally. You know what I mean? Like not really too much propaganda with. Like back in the day, like for instance, when I first was falling in love with hip hop, right?
Right.
It wasn't too much propaganda about one thing. Like it wasn't like, yo, we just gonna talk about drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like there was a message. That's why like some people like Wu-Tang, like one love to Wu-Tang, one love to Wu-Tang family, right?
Right.
But then you had other brothers around that time that was breaking down things that was heavy, like Sons of Men. So boom. So the reason why I say Sons of Men, shout out to Sons of Men, is because they were breaking something down where they were giving you messages too, but they was breaking down something to pull you out of like the hell. You know what I mean? Because they was like, you know, breaking down things that was like, for instance, we was all into the Bible and religion. So they breaking down certain Jews. You got Killer Priest, you got 62nd Assassin, Hellraiser was Heaven Raising now, Shabazz the Disciple. Those are the first MCs I heard on record. You know what I'm saying? When I was 15, there was a song called Death Be the Penalty. And I was like, we was like, oh! Like, we was spitting it. He was like, it's on your belly. Like, you know, he was like, he said, grafted from the original black man's sperm. He said, thin blooded weak. Grafted brain, punk, your powers a third of mine. You drunk, funk, and skunk. How dare you use Jesus' name to show your filthy religion? My tongue be the sword. I was like, we was like, yo, we teenagers, like, oh, what the? So, like, what I'm saying by that is, the progression of hip hop, I look at it as it got to come back to breaking down things that's really gonna spark brain cells. Like a lot of things, it like, don't get it twisted. Like I be hearing stuff, I'm like, okay, I get a little bop to it, but it don't have a certain inspiring effect like that. It don't be like, yo, you know what I mean? Like it don't make me like deep in thought. Like even I might hear a line that's dope, and I'm like, yo, that was witty, but it don't make me go into like a state of something, like a state of thought. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh shoot, like yo, that song was. Like, you know what I mean? That brought me to a state of thought. So I think it's coming more like that. Like there's certain things with like my family, we don't even be on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like like brothers don't be talking about bricks. I don't, you know what I mean? Like more kudos to that, but I'm not even on it like that. You know what I'm saying? For real, I never sold a brick. I never sold a brick, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna talk about it. And even if I did sell a brick, I wouldn't talk about it.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't talk about it a certain way. Maybe because you know, unless I was really far from that, then I wouldn't feel. I'd be like, whatever. I can maybe talk about it. Maybe that's certain angles that brothers be, you know, taking it. You know?
Yeah.
But once again, it still might give allude to like certain cats to want to go get a brick and sell a brick. So it ain't really about
100%.
So we got the music. So I'm saying the book. I'm saying different variations because. But hip hop is like the therapy part of it too. You know what I'm saying? Like a major therapy aspect of it too. Right. That's why I used to be like, all right, like, you know what I mean? I guess I use everything as just firepower, everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think the progression is gonna come back to that. You know what I mean? Like brothers really breaking things down. Like, with myself with the progression, I find that it's coming to more breaking down certain Jews, because brothers might be like, okay, you might be knowledgeable, you know things. Yeah, everybody knows something. Everybody got an equality to know something. I just listened to what was said when it was said, and I seen if it worked, and because it was said out of sincerity, it worked. Right. So that's what I did, and that's what you see, and this is what you're seeing. So like, but what I'm saying is that when it comes to the progression of myself, I find that I'm like, let me slide more nutrients, you know what I mean? A lot more nutrients in between, you know what I'm saying? Like I might slide nutrients in between lines, just, you know, certain line, but let me slide more nutrients in between lines. You'll see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like more Jews, like, you know what I mean? You know, like I said something like, yo, they looking for whatever bronzeman, hell is haunting. The dark comprehended it not. We here to spark them with thoughts resurrecting the, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? But I was going, you know what I'm saying? But then I said something like, never said I'm holy, sip liquor and blow often the team. Study math, subtracting, fucking with our shit. What do you say? Part of my language.
Oh, good.
You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, like, there was certain things that I was saying in there, a lot more, and it got a lot more complex than any other album. Saying that's the album that Sadat X and LOG is gonna be on.
Okay.
The next album, The Round Table, I'm breaking down more like where, okay, there's certain things that might have kept you like in tune, like that kept me more in tune, like I'm bringing you closer. It's almost if like to say, when you say progression, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you say like, certain times when things happen, it allow you to really see, but it might be like a mass destruction before there's the reconstruction comes in. So it's like, right now it's almost if like we getting closer to the sun. You know what I mean? Like we getting closer to, cause you know we have a binary, you know what I mean, sun called Sirius, and you know a lot of ancient civilizations. This is where you get, you know, some bronze now. So you got ancient civilizations, cause bronze is ancient.
Yeah.
That dealt with this star system, and the closer that we were to that star system, we were more, you know, in tune with making it. These are the things that we're fascinated about in the past, right? All the things that the craftsman's work and the artifacts and all these different things that we fascinated, the intelligence, how we dealt with things, the pyramid building. So what's happening? That's because we were closer to the light. You know what I mean? And I see that as the progression is we just gonna get back closer to the light. You know what I mean? We get it's just that, like you, all these different things that allow the frequency to get out there is bringing us closer back. You know what I mean? All that. So that's why. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? I speaking of the ores, and like I make them from scratch, I brought you something too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
For sure.
A little something light, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Bronze collection. That's the name of the That's the name of the business if you're looking. You know what I'm saying? Online, Bronze Collection.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I make anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything you need. You know what I'm saying? From scratch.
That's lit.
But yeah. Once again, that's the progression. See, like the progression is us. You know what I mean? With the hip hop, what we doing. Whoa.
On the table here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Check them out. You can check them out. Let me know which one's better.
Yeah.
It's something, you know what I mean? I do different ones. Those are roll-ons. I got sprays, roll-ons.
Oh, word.
And that's just like some other little sample.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Word.
That's lit.
Yeah. That was like, you know what I mean?
Nice. Nice.
That's something. Let them know, man. Bronze Collection, man. But yeah.
Oh, that was fire. I like that one.
Yeah.
That was fire.
The first one, that's the one you give to a shorty. You know what I mean? Nirvana, that's the Nirvana. That's the one you give that it got geranium in there. Shorty's like geranium.
That was fire too.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And that's the one you give to shorty too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah. That one right there. What's that? Sakura. What's that one? What's the name of the other one? Or what's that? Sahara.
Nirvana.
Oh, this one right here.
This is the Nirvana one.
Oh, that's Sahara right there.
Yeah, this is Sahara.
Yeah, that's Sahara. You know what I mean?
Word.
Shout out to my people from Sahara Desert, man. You know what I mean?
Word. You got people out in Arizona?
Nah. That's Somerville, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
I mean, DH fan. But, yeah. The Sahara Desert.
Yeah. Okay. No doubt.
Yeah. Give it to a shorty, you know what I mean? Give it the Nirvana joint.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the progression though, you know what I'm saying? And it's coming though, you know what I'm saying? It's coming. So it's like, I appreciate it because, you know, I know you're doing your thing, you know what I'm saying, with this, and I appreciate that. You have my man on there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shout out to that. Shout out to Coast, you know what I mean?
Right.
So now you doing your thing, G. You know what I'm saying? You doing your thing.
Hell yeah, man.
You doing your thing.
That's dope, man.
But yeah, any question, you know what I'm saying? Related to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's raw, man, because things got to get out there and things got to change. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
I don't know, man. It's just a lot of shit brothers is fed up with. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
You know what I mean? Like everybody got a quality. You just gotta break it down. Even like hip hop, like say you were doing hip hop, because I think you make beats or do
music producer.
So whatever experiences that you had, you had some whatever experience it was. You probably felt hurt at one time. You probably felt lost at one time.
Facts.
You felt extreme joy at one time.
Yep.
You felt extreme like anxiety, anxiousness.
100%.
You felt extreme inspiration at one time, right? So with all those different qualities, it's like that's what you putting in through the pen, whatever you're doing. It's just simple as that. But it's just like we at a point where it's just just a lot of things just need to get put in perspective. You know what I mean? Hip hop wise, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's all good. I ain't even tripping over it. The thing about it is it's like in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep on exercising whenever, you know what I'm saying, needs to be exercised.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rock with the family, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that they know certain things, we aware of certain things, that we on the same plane with certain things. That's really who I do it for too. I do it for the people, but it's really the family first, because my family, the way how they thinking, you know what I mean? Like mine's the way how they thinking is life changing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And like inspirational, and the criticism is always constructive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because it don't matter. It's like, yo, sometimes things got to be corrected, but it's like it's always constructive. So it's at that point where, you know what I mean? Once we get that, going together, the more that happens, then everything is good. But other than that, man, like it's all good, G. It's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you've been listening to the albums I got.
Yeah.
Which one you think was the one that hit you the most?
I like the last one that you have.
Oh, Bronze Dinner Plate?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was about loyalty and disloyalty and all that.
For sure.
Yeah. Wow. Yo.
Hell yeah, man. So when you're doing like music, like do you have any like mentors or anything as far as like people that you were like looking at as far as how you kind of wanted like to present a style for you, like music wise and stuff?
That's a good question. Yeah, my brothers, you know what I'm saying? My brothers are my mentors, like the brothers I rhyme with, that you hear on the albums. Like if you go on the albums and listen, those brothers, those are my mentors. Other mentors that I had that offer the music, you know what I'm saying? That just boom, those are my mentors. I'll say for the most part that everything else I guess pretty much learn from. But there's certain people that are very like, what's the word? Like they're very meticulous. They're very, you know what I'm saying? Like they want to fine tune exactly what it is when it comes to the craft of hip hop. Like, yo, the format. There's a format, and this, that, and third. Like I'm sending rhymes, you know what I mean? Sending little 30-second rhymes to certain brothers, and it was like, yo, hit me back when it's done. You know what I mean? Like when it's whatever, you know what I mean? Because they want to see the completion of it. Like, oh, there's a format, like, and I'm like, maybe they're not knowing if I'm going to really have a whole rhyme.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but all that is like, all those are good forms of mentorship too, because it allow you to be like, all right, well, how you going to really come off that's really going to be suitable to you, that you're going to be comfortable with. Like I can listen to my albums and be like, oh yeah, I'll be enjoying them. If I don't do that, I'm not even going to put it out there. You know what I mean? If I feel like it sound like,
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like
that's how I feel about music that I make too.
And this is the interesting part. We all connected in a lot of ways, right? So even when it comes to the hip hop world, right?
Right.
You might write a rhyme, it might be like, oh shit, that sound like, you know what I mean? That might sound like so and so. I can't use that.
Right.
Like I've done that because I gotta be conscious of that too.
Yeah.
Like I'm conscious of the style, but I'm conscious of like other people's style too. but then I don't listen to too many people. You see what I'm saying? So I do that for a reason too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be influenced like subconsciously like that too much.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I like certain music, so I'm okay with listening to my doo-wop, my jazz.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, Spanish music. You know
right. You gotta switch it up.
You know what I mean?
You can't just listen and force yourself to listen to hip hop for that long. You'll go crazy.
Nah, exactly. And that inspired me to do that. So,
and you find other avenues, like you find other avenues in the other things, and then you go back to hip hop and be like, oh wow, I heard this from a soul song, or I heard this from a jazz song.
Exactly. It all relates.
Yeah.
It all relates. You know what I mean?
So, do you just like rap, or do you do like music production or engineering or anything as well?
As far as music, only thing I don't do besides rapping, I sing too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, word.
I sing. That's about. I don't play the instrument. I just know notes on the keyboard. So like I can play certain notes. I can play certain melodies.
Okay.
Like there's certain things I can do with the keyboard. Like that doom. Do doom do doom do doom.
Yeah.
You know, I can do that on the keyboard.
Yeah.
But as far as like on some, play some. You know what I mean? Like on Be Love Song, Serenade the Woman. I have to play that slow, like you know what I mean. They try to play like some different melody. Like I just work off of like melodies.
Word.
That help me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely would like to learn how to play the you know what I mean, a couple of instruments though, you know what I mean?
What do you like your dream instruments that you would wish to play?
I mean, the saxophone was the main one, you know what I mean? But I ended up like I had a bass guitar one time and I was just practicing with just like notes. That's smooth too, cause like I said, it's just the bass, so it's just like I don't know how to play, but I knew certain notes. I'm like, all right, boom, boom, boom. Let me I can sing within the notes or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything is a song anyway. You might be talking to somebody, how they talking to you, like, oh, that sound, how shorty talking sound like a song. You like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Let me write that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the vibe I got from it, let me write that down. Let me write the interpretation of the vibe or whatever. That's all music really is interpretation of the vibes or the experiences, and you writing them down like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I be like, why lie about it? You know what I mean? Why lie about the, you know what I mean? Why like, go all crazy with it? But it is what it is.
Usually when I like when I started going to like shows and everything, one of the things I usually liked to focus on, like from like listening to like all these rappers like live, was like rhyming patterns and stuff. Because like for me, like rhyming patterns is huge, because it kind of like tells, it gives you like the basic outline of where they're at as an artist, kind of.
Rhyming patterns, interesting.
Right. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch over, do a little sports segment here. You know.
Right.
You were saying you played sports, right?
I play sports. I play ball.
Right.
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah.
It was fun. You know what I'm saying? Then,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was more fun. You know what I mean? Now I don't even watch ball. I don't even know if it's. I don't really watch it. I just. You gotta understand, like, the people First of all, let's go back to like, let's go back to that, man.
Let's go.
My neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
I'm from the coast. I'm from Putnam Gardens, right?
Okay. Yep.
Right. My neighborhood was crazy ballers. You know what I'm saying? Like nasty. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Ewing lived up the block. You know what I mean? When I was young, I don't know to this day who I went up there with from the coast. We went up there to get his autograph. He had a thick accent, you know what I mean? Jamaican accent, whatever. You know what I mean? But and there was other brothers. What is it? Ramil Robinson. I want to say you some. Don't quote me on that. You know what I mean? I want to say you from that same area. You know what I mean? Coast too. You know what I mean? So like, and even so, there was just a lot of ballers.
Right.
You know what I mean? From coast. So, you know, as far as the history, it was interesting. Even, you know, like going to high school and stuff like that, and then playing with them before even the N1 came out. There was cats in Boston that was doing wild, like wild stuff on the court, like just I don't just doing some wild stuff and making people's heads like turn, like coming through and just, you know what I mean? So like it was so the history of the ball was like, it was more interesting. So I don't even watch it no more because it's just not as interesting like that. I feel like it was more like people was putting their style into it, like, you know what I mean? Just like, like hip hop, like whatever, martial arts, whatever you want to, you know what I mean?
Right.
But now it's like more mechanical. That's just like, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, you know what I mean? I ain't, but, you know, more power to it, whatever.
So who was your favorite player like growing up?
My favorite player growing up? I mean, my favorite player growing up, to be honest with you, when I was, was Michael Jordan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Okay.
Like, to be honest with you, like when I was young, like, I thought he didn't miss or something. Like, then I'm realizing, you know, later in my life, I'm like, oh, he do miss shots. But at first, I'm like, oh, like the image in my brain, like when I think of as a kid liking him, like he didn't miss shots or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how my brain was thinking. But then
he was that superhero.
Yeah, he's like a superhero basketball.
Right. You know, they do a lot of that in wrestling.
Yeah,
too,
but
know?
then you have the others.
Like,
you know, you have other players that was nice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Iverson was definitely an icon.
For sure.
I say that because my man put me on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was like, "Yo, you quick." You know what I'm saying? But I think you should watch this. We stand in front of this high school too at one time. We didn't even go to high school. We stand in front of Stonebrook High. But I went to NCC, and he was like, "Yo." He was like, you should watch this dude Iverson. He's mad quick. No, he said you're mad. He said you're mad quick, but he got mad. He said he got these handles, and he was like, he did the motion like the crossover motion. And I was like, all right. When I watched Iverson, I was like, oh shit. Pardon my language. The fact that they took his crossover from what they saying, like, yo, they didn't want him to do the crossover anymore. It was crazy. The things that I see people doing, I'm like, carry? Like, nah. He was just giving it to him. And they couldn't defend it like that. You know what I mean? They tried to be like, oh yeah, he was carrying the ball and all this. Nah. Shout out to Allen Iverson, man. Yeah, he was, you know what I mean? He was
for sure.
Like slicing him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He sliced Jordan too. But you seen that clip? Remember that one?
Yeah.
He cross-running?
Right.
I was like, hey, but you know, but like I said, but it's interesting, right? See the irony? I rock with them two players. I rock with both of them. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
Yeah, so it's like,
you know.
But it was more interesting. It was more entertaining like that. You know what I mean? More memorable stuff. Like, not to say I'll be like, yo, tell me a memorable clip right now that's happening. Like I can think of memorable stuff and like, you know what I mean? Or even moves like, you know what I mean? Just certain, you know, kind of things that was back in the day that was more exciting to me. You know what I mean? Plus, like I said, I played, so I seen it. You know
right.
I seen it like, brothers was nice. You know what I mean?
Right.
And took it seriously too. So, yeah. From all walks of life.
Right, 100%.
Yep.
I was pretty big as far as I love basketball. I played AAU basketball for a little bit.
Oh, word?
When I played AAU basketball, I played against Nerlens Noel at one point, and that was a pretty scary experience. He's a lot bigger than I am.
That's good.
You know. But that was a really cool experience. I played for a bit, played for 6-7 years. But it's
oh yeah, so you was down the paint.
Yeah,
you ain't no joke. Yeah. My son.
Like I got decent, but it's just like, yeah. I wasn't crazy about basketball. I understood. Every sport that I got into, I understood more after I stopped doing that sport. So it's kind of like,
yeah, beats like that too.
Yeah. So we were talking earlier about the like eras of wrestling and stuff. Where's the like era that you're talking about as far as where you are?
Macho Man.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Okay.
Ultimate Warrior.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Legion of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Them, you know what I mean? Like that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that era.
So like the late 80s, early 90s type?
Yeah. Early 90s.
Okay, like the Monday Night Wars type era and stuff. Were you a WCW or a Monday Night Raw type person?
I mean, I'm more like.
Because you know,
I'm saying like I said,
they were going head to head for all that time. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like the cage match. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the Jake the Snake. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
Papa Shango. You know what I mean? Like, they had mad people. Like it was.
They did.
That's why I said going back to like, it was way more interesting. Like it was like even
it was so much more unpredictable.
Yeah, like old cartoons. Like my son's about the old cartoons. Like not, right. Tom and Jerry. Like you know what I'm saying. But you gotta.
Tom and Jerry's classic.
It's very classic in many ways. Classic. You know what I'm saying? Because it was supposed to be for people who couldn't really hear something like that. Like definitely, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be more visual than for hearing. You know what I mean?
I can totally see that. Because you can watch an episode of Tom and Jerry and know everything that's going on, not need sound.
Everything. And the colors.
Everything.
The colors.
And the colors, and you know, you get the laughs. You know.
That's why it's like.
I think you can say the same thing about like Roadrunner and Wild Coyote. You know, the same exact thing.
Like it brought you in. You know,
right?
You wasn't.
You were brought in visually. You weren't brought in from the audio, and I think that's a rarity because so many people are brought in through audio.
Exactly.
In that sense.
That's how they got the young ones now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Making things loud and like annoying. Hey, my back. I'm like,
right.
God. You know what I mean? We wasn't. What? Like, it's like messing with the frequency to like. You know what I mean?
I feel that, you know. Not messing with frequencies, not messing with like the whole mindsets and stuff. You know.
Come on now.
Yeah. I mean, as you just said, like we're in Mental Health Awareness Month and stuff, you know. So it's like mindset is everything.
Exactly.
You know, you got to motivate yourself to do the things that you don't want to do.
They want to get the people. They want to get the people anxious, and you know, and then control the people.
Yeah,
you know
what I mean?
And stuff like that. With all this stuff like that. But you know, progression wise, going back to progression,
right?
It's all gonna come back. Like, you know, people gonna start being more aware and be like, yo, hold on, I miss those days. Let me try to come with something like that relate to that.
Right.
Like come with a new version of something, Tom and Jerry, but it's not too, you know, it's in the same context fully.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like what they're doing now is want to water stuff down to make it. It's like, nah, just keep it original. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it original. You know, development is good. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the noise frequency is like, wow.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because, you know, noise frequency is everything.
But that's a lot. That's into you talking about that. That's like getting into, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's getting into a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? Because it's getting into
shit.
Yeah, because the frequency frequent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The frequent times. It's like, but then what do you have the people on in the frequent times? Like, what is it? What messages are you really trying to send? What messages are you trying to send through the music? What message are you trying to send through the cartoons? Or
right.
You know what I mean?
And that goes back to a question that I had for you earlier when you were talking. What do you think about storytelling dying out in music?
I don't think that. Do I like it? I don't. For one, storytelling dying out in music. I don't think storytelling is going to die out in music at all. I think storytelling is a part of music. It's a major part of music. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But do you? I feel as though like a lot of music, it's like it doesn't tell the story anymore. and when you listen to it, it's just like it's a bunch of words. Like you rhymed cat with hat, bat with hat, and then it's just like from that. I'm saying it's just like we hear like something where it's just like where you hear like a visual story that you can see right in front of you, rather than hearing something where it's just rapidy rap.
That's a great point. It's just like so like say like in doo-wop, right?
Yeah.
So doo-wop, when you singing, the notes like the verses, they don't be long, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Right.
Even though that's not really too doo-wop. That's soul, but it's not really doo-wop. But it's still the same concept. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. I guess you say, what makes you feel this way? My girl, right?
Right.
So now in your brain, you're like, oh shit, okay, it's a nice day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? ain't nothing gonna make me feel down. I got my girl.
Right.
It's a story, right? You see, it's a story.
Right.
But if you were saying it's a whole bunch of words, like you said, in a certain context, you can do that. You can tell a story. Like if I'm saying, yo, this story's about my brothers who was always there by my side. You know what I mean? Then it's supposed to have like a certain like a consistent thing that relates to when you hear that, you be like, all right, either you can connect in a form of loyalty to your brother, or you feel like, yo, you can relate to it, like, oh, I can see why he said this line in that song, or the vibe can be like, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I mean? But if I'm saying a whole bunch of words and you don't leave with that, to me, then I might feel. And the interesting part about it is, I can't never really tell what a person gonna say. I mean, what they gonna feel from what I say until after I put it out there. Anyway,
right.
So me talking to you is kind of like, it's kind of like you interviewing me, but then it's like, yo, how you feel about it? Cause like, you know, certain things be like mind over matter things, like as far as you're not gonna allow yourself to be subdued and no emotion, like, oh, you're not gonna do that, you can't do that, you can't, that's gonna waste too much time, right? So this is where the rhyme would come, or paint to make paint, you know what I mean? So that's why I be like, well, what you take from it? Because that's how I do it. Like, I'm transferring everything that's going on inside, everything that's going on around, and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, we do it like that. And that's why every album got a concept to it. So prime example, first album, Bronze Edition. That was the Kick in the Door album. Everybody gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, he gets rhyming, right? Second album, Vertical Rehab. That's dedicated to mental health and love lost ones. It's like, all right, boom, brothers is going through stuff, you know what I'm saying? Rest in power to, you know, fallen soldiers, all the brothers that came through. Third album, Highs and Lows. That was a self-produced album. I was like, let me. Now I'm getting to the, you know what I mean? I'm using my more of my artistic craft. That's the, you know, now we get with the third eye now. We dealing with the third album. Boom. That's the Highs and Lows album. Boom. Then you get the fourth album, which is Bronze Dinner Plate. You know what I'm saying? That's dealing with loyalty, you know what I'm saying? Gotta watch out for snakes, you know what I mean? A lot of things like that was happening, taking place. So this album is the round table. Because now we got we've announced the round table. It's like still certain things is being said, but it's the round table. Boom. Every album got a concept to it. You know what I'm saying?
Every album
like
got a concept to it.
You listen to the Bronze Edition album, the Breakthrough album, when you listen to the rhymes, you're gonna see that I'm just like coming through, you know what I mean? Like, but with the Vertical Rehab, I'm more like, hold on for a second. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know you went through something. You might have love lost one, mental health, but hold on. So you might have some singing on there. You might have like more singing than the first one. You might have like soul singing. You know what I mean? You might have you will have what is it? Like when you feel in a certain way, you just want to lash out. That kind of energy. But then you have that therapy energy where it's just like, I got a song called Therapy, you know what I mean? And it's like for the love of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm relating that to hip hop, like how much it's like therapy. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. You know what I mean? Every album got a concept. Everything got a round table. It's like now I'm getting more brothers involved. They got something that they got to say. People got something they want to say. Some brothers I knew from way back. Some brothers in my own neighborhood. Bring them to the round table. The ones that I rock with. Boom. So that's that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
It's a dope concept. I like that a lot.
I appreciate it. It sounds simple, like round table, but
it
sounds simple, but it's like it got.
It got. I know it's kind of a little off topic, but there's like a reality show. It's called Traders, and they have this thing called the Round Table, and it's just like where like everybody like goes and like they kind of like attack each other, like they like go for their message or whatever. They like relay their message to the other person, and that. So it's kind of like a really dope concept in that.
That's why you say that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do on a couple of the features.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like 4 or 5 people on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the idea, because it's the round table.
Right.
They got something to say. You know what I mean? A couple of brothers like, yo, I'm gonna burn brothers on the record. I'm like, nah, ain't nobody you ain't burning me on the record, because look, I'm the sun, man. You can't burn the sun, but look, bring that energy to that. We need that, you know what I'm saying?
At a round table, you can't really have a head of the table, you know? Because it's like a circle, that. You know?
That's nice. Right. Yeah, that's a good one. That's nice. That's true, too.
Right. You can't have a head of the table at a round table.
We all got to be the head, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's why everybody got something to say. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's fly. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. That's fly. Now we do. Yeah.
Sorry, Roman. So, yeah, man. Yeah. That's hella dope.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What else?
Let's take a little deeper dive into like what your book's about and stuff.
Okay. Well, the book it's a self-help book. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I wrote it dedicated to my firstborn. You know what I mean? My firstborn, and I wrote it behind the wall. When I was behind the wall, I wrote it. You know what I mean? Reason being, I wrote it. And it's a good thing you got this. This is all history right here. This is raw history, his story. This is like our story right here. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So I appreciate that. So the reason why I wrote that is because when I was behind the wall, knowing how my mind is and you know how it happened, we'll just say for better choice of words without getting into the long drawn out, that I figure, if it was that easy to do that and get me there like that, then they probably got some other stuff coming, you know? And before that happens, for whatever reason, because I don't really look at, but everything is everything. It's like getting pulled over and you're like, why is they harassing me? Whatever. Right. So my mind just went to fight or flight, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I gotta keep this history, like as far as for my family, so they know how I thought, just in case anything happened, they know this is at least how I view things, how I view concepts. So it's a self-help book, but there's different concepts in there. Like these are different things that was in my mind that I remembered when I was behind the wall.
Would you say it's like different like short stories of your life?
That's a good question.
Or would you say it's more of like a story where it's explaining the situation, but you're trying to explain it to help somebody else in that same sense?
Lovely question. It's not a story. No stories at all. So basically, there's essays. So I might have an essay that says, a good friend is like a brother. And then I just have, Bill knows whatever, right?
Right.
And so I have that, right? I have 8 of those, and then I get into the 120. The book is called 120 Precepts from Father to Son. So then I get into 120 precepts. Now the 120 precepts is like different sayings that I remembered that kept me sane throughout my life, just in general. Like when people say, yo man, I rock with him, that's my guy. All the development of my mother, my father, the mentors that I had, the knowledge of self, everything that I learned, whatever I learned, that I remembered when I was behind the wall, that I felt like there was going to be as much as important for him to know. That's what I wrote down. And I just put it 120 of them. 120 being a third of 360. A third of 360 mean that The object is to see with your third. But a lot of people don't see with their third. They get see with their two physicals. So you got to get them to the foundation, which is the 120, to at least crack the code. At least crack, split the atom first. Split the atom, then cause, you know, a chain reaction in their mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what it was. So that's a third. So then boom. So that's why I named it 120. Also, there's 120 lessons, you know, which relate to the supreme awareness of man, woman, and child, you know, as far as them being able to understand their position in the world and condition in the world and being able to make it a better world. So then, you know, me doing 120 precepts. Why, once again, 120? Let's just say, okay, well, either or why that? Because that's how we show improved growth through that. Through, you know, you have length, width, and depth. Everything has a length, width, and depth to it. And that's how we measure through mathematics. Everything is mathematics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, let me just have something that relates to that, to mathematics, that relates to something to that, where when they read it, it'll grow on them. It's like, you know, a song, how it grows on you. Some songs, you like it and you listen to it years later, you'll still like it. You might be like, I go through the stage, and then you put it down. You got to put it down for a while.
Facts.
But then you might wait 5-10 years later, there's a little cookout.
I'm always that person who hates that song the first time I hear it, and then afterwards, like, I'll hear it a couple more times, and then I'll be like, okay, this song's a bag.
You might be still.
But at the first time, I'm an instant hater about it.
You might be still like, or they play at the cookout 5-10 years later.
Yeah.
And depending on the setting, you're like, oh, and it hit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I intend to do with the book. I intended for it to be something where it's like you got thousands, millions, trillions of books. You know what I mean? And it's just like a mental exercise. It's like exercising the brain. It's like anything that you can do as an exercise. You can do something with your hands. You can do something with your feet for continuous times, and that's an exercise.
Right.
Walking's exercise. So I look at it as just another form of strengthening the spiritual muscles, if you'll say, or the mental. You know what I mean?
Sweet.
The mental muscles, spiritual muscles, we'll say. You know what I mean?
You got any good book recommendations yourself?
What's that? You know, the first book that come to my mind, be honest with you, is a book from Napoleon Hill. I think his name is Napoleon Hill. What's it called?
Yeah, Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember the name. I think it was it the interview with the devil? Might have been. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But it was something relating to that. The one when he had an interview with, because I don't know how many books he wrote, right?
Yeah, he wrote a lot of books.
Oh, he wrote a lot? Okay.
A lot.
Okay. Yeah, so
got one of his quotes up there on the wall over there. You know,
what's the quote?
A quitter never wins and a winner never quits.
Yeah, that might be something that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what? It's raw, because in that book, he's like it's almost if like he's having a conversation with the devil, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the devil's you know, like that stage of consciousness where it's trying to really, but he's really crafty and witty. He's like really trying to deceive him, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yet and still, that's one aspect of it. And that's a pretty interesting book. Right. Because it allows you to be like, oh shoot, that's an angle, like people are gonna try to, whatever. So, with my book, it's more like, we can say it like in that sense, but it's more like on the sense of on the godly aspect, like if I was conversating with God. And the reason why I'm saying that is because all the brothers, like I said, all the gods, all the brothers that I know, I collectivized, you know what I'm saying, that the jewels that they told me, you know what I mean? So that was the higher power, you know what I'm saying, because that allowed me to sustain myself.
Right.
The family, you know what I'm saying, everything the things that they said and they shared that I remembered, that's what sustained me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's really dope.
Yeah.
You know.
So hopefully that's supposed to come out this month. It's just some finishing touches.
Yeah.
As far as when I say finishing touches, I'm talking about the measurements of certain angles to get it in the physical form. You have to know the spine measurement. Like there's different things that I'm at that point. And it's a little challenging.
Yeah.
For me, because I'm not really like that kind of technical person when it comes
to
computers. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like people like, yo, dude, I'm like, yo, like when I see the when I go to the studio and I see the engineer mixing and mastering,
right,
that shit makes my head dizzy. I'm like, yo,
right.
like, the line goes up and he's like down, it's like a red line. I'm like, yo, this is wild, bro.
Right.
Shout out to them, but yeah,
right. Yeah. It's literally like they say in football, it's like a game of inches, and it's literally like that when you're being an engineer and doing it in music, and it's the same way. You know, you're doing it by bars in music, you're doing it by seconds in videos. So, in that sense,
it's definitely an art form. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
definitely an art form. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. And then the people that can do both and all that together, right? For sure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna conclude out with my last question I ask all my guests here. What do you have for dreams and goals for yourself, like moving forward? Like,
okay. Dreams and goals. Dreams. So for the family to get what they need to get as far as shows musically. I'm saying musically as far as shows. You know what I mean? Paid shows, you know what I mean?
Right.
Certain people that rock with us from like Japan, the Netherlands, Germany, all them cats, like for them to be in contact. Like I wish I did an EP that was 3 songs, right?
Okay.
Just to put it out there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why I did it. And I'm gonna say it just like this, so it's on record. I did it, and I put this name of the song in parentheses. I put my bronze_S18. I put my Instagram, and I did that so therefore, if anybody, the people that like Japan, Netherlands, all these people, different people that hear the song, when they type the song up, they're also gonna see bronze_S18. I'm thinking that they're gonna say that should be his Instagram. That'll bring traffic there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so I'm just saying more traffic, more opportunities in relation to promoters, whatever the case may be. That with the book, I mean, it didn't come out yet, but my dream is for it to be successful. A lot of people to rock with it,
right.
Support. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I'm gonna have it should have it on Amazon and personal. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Or I have it one way or the other. You know what I mean? What else? So the book, you got that, and you got the colognes and the perfumes. You know what I'm saying? So as far as doing more stuff like that, being more active. I was a little active last year, but not as active as I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I should have been vending more. You know what I'm saying? So I need to vend more with that. And I think everything else will flow in, because there's a lot of private stock things that I could build with you on. You know what I'm saying? Because you're my man. Like every since I seen you, you know what I mean?
Right.
But as far as on video, like, you know what I mean? Everything, you know what I mean? But
right.
But as far as that, on that level, and everybody got something going on off of the camera. I ain't saying like to be special now.
100%.
I'm just saying, we still do have to be frugal. I mean, it's all good. I mean, I give shout outs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like shout out to the family. You know that everybody H-Rich, DH. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All my A-likes. You know what I'm saying? My family. You know what I'm saying? It's the bronze men, all the bronze men, the other bronze men. All the loyal ones, all the ones who staying down. You most importantly, you know what I'm saying? Not most importantly, but just as importantly, you know what I'm saying? Because you allowing this frequency to get hit to the world. Like we build, we chop it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as far as with an interview, you know what I'm saying? The mind, like, yo, how you really seeing what's going on in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like how you really, so that's real fly. And I got a chance to see how you view it.
Yeah.
And I know you very sharp. You very very humble and sharp. You know what I mean? So I know that this is it's going to take off. Cause you got me running my mouth, you know what I'm saying? and you got me here, so it's like the fact you got me here running my mouth, it's like, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm
getting the people outside.
Yeah, it ain't for everybody, man. I don't care. A nigga think you good. Nah, it ain't about nigga think you good. It's just that, you know what it is? It's that some people be funny with you,
right?
Or like a funny way. They might give you that funny, and then expect, I remember when you gave dap and you didn't really, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I remember when you kind of was looking when I was talking to
something felt off.
I remember that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you
something felt off.
Never. Every time I see you, we always, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
You gotta know that.
Hell yeah.
So I'm saying, so that's the blessing. Like, yo, that it's gonna take off. You know what I mean? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, woke to the world.
Right.
Yeah, we talking about those kind of things too.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Because that's the podcast. It's woke to the world. So it's like, that's the epitome of what an interviewer is.
Right.
To interview. What's your view?
Right.
What's your view of life? Yeah, we can talk a view like, view of this. No.
Right.
What's your view, man? What's your real view?
Facts.
The view that's gonna cause us to see, not like the view that's gonna put us back in the dark. You know what I mean?
100%. I love that.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the interview?
Hell yeah.
What's the inner light? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I appreciate that. Them questions is on point.
Appreciate it, man.
And that's the key too. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
The right questions open the right doors. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Brother, for coming on the show.
Much
we'll see you on the next episode. Stay tuned. Stay woke.